What if the Integrity Commission could legally force your bank to hand over your financial records? No warrant, no heads up, nothing. According to Mickel Jackson, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, this could dangerously tip the scale between accountability and personal privacy. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Jamaicans for Justice is now at war with the Integrity Commission and how this clash could rewrite the rules of anti-corruption in Jamaica forever.
Once you take up a job in public service, you know that this is what is coming at you.
Yes.
And therefore, if you can't give that consent, you shouldn't take up the job. And I don't agree with that position because I think any other similar law could be made. For example, we're operating in a global environment. You hear this thing talking about politically exposed persons that could very well have implications for you and I who are employed to a charitable organization. How comfortable are you with that broad consent being given to third parties that shall comply, shall cooperate, as Section 7 says? So I think we have to be careful and strike the right balance.
Do you think the Integrity Commission should have unlimited power to verify statutory declarations? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. The hero and the problem. This isn't just another bureaucratic squabble. This is high-stakes constitutional showdown. On one side, the Integrity Commission, IC, Jamaica's corruption watchdog, armed with new judicial validation to dig deep into the finances of public officials. On the other, Mickel Jackson, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, the fearless activist fighting to protect citizens' right to privacy. Now pause right there. So are you telling me that JFJ is advocating on the behalf of the said public officials where the Integrity Commission is charged with investigating and holding them accountable to make sure that they're not doing nothing corrupt and they're not involved in any form of illicit enrichment activity? So the politicians are the victims where should come out and defend and protect from the Integrity Commission. Now that's interesting, very interesting. So pay attention. Last month, the Supreme Court ruled that yes, financial institutions must hand over your records to the Integrity Commission. No fuss, no debate. The logic: if you're a public official submitting a statutory declaration, you're implicitly consenting to having it verified. Sounds fair or fishy? Who do you agree with? Mickel Jackson defending privacy rights or the Integrity Commission demanding transparency? Drop your take below. Let's talk justice. Enter Mickel Jackson. According to Mickel Jackson, yes, we want transparency, but should it come at the cost of citizens' privacy rights? That's where we have to draw the line. And boom, the internet lit up like halfway tree on Christmas Eve. Some cheered, finally, the commission can hunt down the corrupt. Others, privacy is dead. But let's pause. This isn't about protecting criminals. This is about balance. Jackson's main point, that Jamaica must avoid swinging too hard at corruption, that we knock out constitutional rights in the process. She's not defending shady politicians. She's warning against unchecked power. I strongly disagree with her arguments and the point where she has put forward. If you allow the politicians them fee not to hand over them personal banking information, then you are allowing government corruption to continue. You are allowing corruption to go unchecked without any form of supervision or accountability. IC. So when it comes to the IC investigating political corruption, you lose the right to privacy when it comes to them accessing your bank accounts, because if you don't have nothing to hide, you don't have nothing to worry about. That's how the politicians would tell we know. So how the same rule or the same logic don't apply to them? For example, argument's sake, a politician might come out in a press conference and say, well, we're targeting the criminals of Jamaica and we're dropping the hammer on all criminals. Is either the judge or the maker. So if you're not a criminal, you don't have nothing to worry about. That's what the politician them would have come out and say. So if you're not a corrupt politician, you don't have nothing to worry about. Why are they attacking the Integrity Commission so much? More importantly, the JFJ shouldn't come out and say nothing on this, none at all. Leave this alone. Cause now me start look for you different. Now me go ask the question, who pay them, make them run out and attack. With everybody where we see come out come attack the Integrity Commission, the JFJ coming out now look very suspicious. Do you trust the Integrity Commission with secret access to politicians' bank records? Or is this the beginning of something even more dangerous? Let's hear your thoughts below in the comments. My expert breakdown. Who's right? Who's next? Here's what the legal nerds and policy wonks are whispering in the background. Point 1. Statutory declarations are mandatory, but consent to deep financial digging wasn't always this explicit. Point 2. The court's ruling has now given legal backing to what used to be a gray area. Point 3. This power isn't just theoretical. It will be used in ongoing high-profile investigations, perhaps even against government bigwigs. You know, like the ones involving a certain prime minister's financial disclosures. The Integrity Commission has been under fire before. Remember when Holness tried to legally challenge their authority? Now this ruling hands them a sword sharper than ever. And JFJ is saying, hold on, who holds them accountable? Transparency or tyranny? Some say this ruling is a win for justice. Others call it a violation of rights. What's your verdict? Let's hear it below in the comments. The stakes for you. This isn't just some elite legal clash. It's not just JFJ versus IC. This is about you, because today it's public officials. Tomorrow, what stops this same logic from creeping into private citizens' lives? It already exists already. Me don't know what them are talking about. Me don't know what JFJ are talking about. If this is their argument, it is very weak. We already have that implemented by the Bank of Jamaica. You can't just walk in a one bank and come deposit $10 million. You have to show proof of income. The bank want to know where that $10 million they come from, or they will not accept it. And if you have over $1 million in the bank account, you can't just go in at the bank and make no sudden withdrawal. The bank want to know where you're going to use the money do. I wonder if you understand. Your own money, and you can't just go in there and say, oh, you're going to withdraw $2 million. No, you have to give bank notice and you're going to tell them what's the purpose of this withdrawal, where you're going to use the money for. If you're going to buy a car mart cannot accept over $1 million in cash from any individual buying a car. You have to come with a check from the bank. That is how Bank of Jamaica set it up. So what is JFJ talking about? That is how Bank of Jamaica structure the banking system in a Jamaica with freedom oversight into citizens' privacy. So when it comes to the Bank of Jamaica, the average Jamaican citizen now have no rights when it comes to them bank account. So the arguments and logic of the JFJ just not make no damn sense. That's why I want to know who put the battery in them back and wind them up and let them out and say, go attack the Integrity Commission. And that I want to know. And once you attack the Integrity Commission, I am right here to defend the Integrity Commission. Because when you say IC, you say Patriotic Jamaica. Jamaican, cause I am Team Integrity Commission all day, every day. Everybody know that already. So them a try frame it in a one way where them a try reverse engineer the logic and I say, oh, them will come for Jamaican citizens next. Not no go so. I hate them one, we hate the IC and turn from the IC. But that now go happen as long as my channel is up and running. So now let me say this in a slightly satirical tone. Imagine logging into your NCB account and seeing a message. Your transaction history has been sent to the Integrity Commission. Have a blessed day. Yikes. We no worry about that. We don't have no problem with the Integrity Commission. So no can get with a hate and turn from the Integrity Commission. That will never happen. Be honest. If the Integrity Commission had access to your bank account, would you be cool with that? Let's see how bold the comments really are. Let's hear your honest opinions below in the comments. So here's the cliffhanger. Will the Integrity Commission use this new power responsibly? Or will this Supreme Court ruling crack open a Pandora's box that Jamaica isn't ready for? Comment below. Should the Integrity Commission have access to bank records without a warrant? Like the video if you believe in transparency. Subscribe for more weekly political expert breakdowns that pull no punches. This is Jamaica's political drama decoded. Drop a Jamaica flag if you think politicians should be fully exposed. Drop a stop sign if you believe this is going too far. Let the comment war begin. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Supreme Court ruling empowers the Integrity Commission to demand bank data. Mickel Jackson warns of privacy rights being overridden. Tension grows between anti-corruption enforcement and constitutional safeguards. Potential impact on future investigations of public officials. Broader concerns, power creep and public accountability. According to Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, Mickel Jackson is concerned about the IC powers too broad when verifying statutory declarations. But that's funny because I don't think Jamaicans for Justice fall under a statutory body. I think they're like a non-profit, you see me, something like some charitable organization. So they are outside the realms of the Integrity Commission. So I don't know what this have to do with why she took up this pan for her head and run with it. But we're gonna make she say what she have to say, so let's listen up.
I also say, how do we do robust anti-corruption efforts? To be fair to Attorney Cameron, he said it, go and seek a court order. So are we striking the right balance in a democratic society is the conversation we need to have as we fight corruption, but we maintain the right to privacy. If police bring me in and ask me some question and I feel kind enough to give the police some answers, the police have the right to go and verify by going to a banking institution without a court warrant or some court order. So shouldn't that threshold be similarly applied? Once you take up a job in public service, you know that this is what is coming at you.
Yes.
And therefore, if you can't give that consent, you shouldn't take up the job. And I don't agree with that position because I think any other similar law could be made. For example, we're operating a global environment. You hear this thing talking about politically exposed persons that could very well have implications for you and I who are employed to a charitable organization. How comfortable are you with that broad consent being given to third parties that shall comply, shall cooperate,
yes,
as Section 7 says? So I think we have to be careful and strike the right balance.
Do you think the Integrity Commission has gone too far? Or are they just doing their job? Let's debate below in the comments. Section 7 of the Integrity Commission Act basically outline that all financial institutions are legally required to cooperate and assist the Integrity Commission, and that such cooperation does not require a court order. So no financial institution supposed to tell the Integrity Commission, say, well, in order for me to get access to my client's banking information, you have to go get one court order. Not no go so, because you're legally required by law to cooperate and assist the Integrity Commission in every way, shape, and form. And that's where Mickel Jackson have a problem with. The fact that the Integrity Commission can access third-party information in the form of all your bank accounts to see where you're up to and what you've not been up to. If you've been good or if you've been bad, that's where all of them have problem over. The third-party information there where the IC can get full access to. No court order needed. You see, the Integrity Commission now has the power to cross-referencing your bank records, speaking to your financial institutions, digging deep. No warrant, no court order, no red flags raised. Just raw, unchecked access to all your financials, to all your bank accounts. Here's the kicker. The Supreme Court said, by filing a statutory declaration, you automatically consent to a financial strip search voluntarily. No opt-out, no waiver. That means they don't need your permission. The moment you comply, you lose your shield. That's all the courtroom ruling mean in a nutshell. So if you don't get it, I hope you understand that. So by law, it is mandatory for you to comply with the Integrity Commission if you're a public official. May I go play an excerpt from Nationwide News Network from this specific article. Integrity Commission Lords court ruling granting it access to information from financial institutions. So let's listen to this Nationwide News excerpt. Big up Nationwide.
In the decision delivered on January 17, 2024, the Supreme Court ruled that financial institutions must comply with lawful requests from the Integrity Commission for information regarding the financial affairs of public officials. The ruling arose from a legal dispute between the Commission and Burrito Investments Limited and centered on the interpretation of Section 7 of the Integrity Commission Act, particularly the extent of the duty to cooperate with the Commission. The case began when the Integrity Commission requested information from First Global Bank, FGB, and Burrito Investments to verify statutory declarations submitted by parliamentarians and public officials. These requests included details such as account balances, account opening dates, and account status. While FGB eventually complied voluntarily, Burrito declined, citing obligations of client confidentiality under the common law, the Securities Act, and the constitutional rights to privacy. Burrito also questioned whether the Director of Information and Complaints at the Commission had the authority to make such a request, suggesting instead that a court order was necessary. The Commission, however, maintained that under Section 7 of the Integrity Commission Act, Burrito was legally required to cooperate and that such cooperation did not require a court order. The matter was taken to court to resolve the issue. In his judgment, Justice Chester Stamp found that the meaning of the word cooperate in the Act was unambiguous and should be understood in its natural and ordinary sense to work together with or assist the Commission in fulfilling its statutory functions. He ruled that Burrito had a mandatory obligation to provide the information requested as part of the Commission's function to examine and verify statutory declarations. The Permanent Secretaries Board, a grouping of the nation's chief accounting officers, has called for the Joint Select Committee reviewing the Integrity Commission Act to limit the body's powers. They're suggesting that the Integrity Commission must seek the individual's permission before requesting information from a third party or request a court order. However, the anti-corruption body says the ruling has come at a critical time when Section 7 of the IC Act is being reviewed by the Joint Select Committee of Parliament. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Now this, I want every Jamaican know. If it was a constitutional problem or a breach of privacy, then the court would not rule in the favor of the IC, would not grant the IC that power. The court would not sign off on the IC and say, yes, the IC have the power and the jurisdiction to investigate all your bank accounts. So when they step to you, it's not a question, it's not a request, but it's a command to hand over all your banking information. This not have nothing to do with the right to privacy when it comes to investigating political corruption at the highest level. The reason why them a fight down the IC right to access public official bank accounts is because they want to hide government corruption, they want to hide illicit enrichment corruption, they just want to hide every corruption, they want to launder every money from bank to bank to bank to bank to bank, and the IC no fi have no access to the bank. Remember, then try frame it in a one way where them a say, this is what we suggest. Let us know when you're going to investigate our bank accounts, and then we will tell you when we can give you access to our bank accounts. So in other words, the IC need to ask my permission to investigate my bank accounts before me can give them access. So them have to wait till me go, hide all of the evidence, move the money, cover my tracks, fabricate some papers and go give them, and switch around on me if switch around, move around on me if move around, and then say, here you go IC, you're free to investigate and you're free to go running on my financials. After the fact that say me already cover my tracks. That already government did a suggest. So if our government is big on accountability and transparency, why you fight down the Integrity Commission so much? That are the question where every Jamaican supposed to ask. So this is the double standard now women are like with the government, because all day, all night, 365, then I can show we say two different rules apply to Jamaicans. So the politicians want to get the benefits and all of the perks and advantages that come with being a politician, where they are above the law, and when it comes time for them be held accountable and show some transparency with them bank account, them come out on a ball and go beg the JFJ to come defend them as normal Jamaican citizens. I'm just an ordinary Jamaican citizen. I have the right to privacy. Please JFJ, help me. The IC is attacking me. Help me JFJ. I saw a politician them act now when they run go to the JFJ. I saw it look, I saw it sound, because that's funny. Because every chance they get, they remind we and show we say they are not normal Jamaican citizens, and the rules and laws will apply to we, the regular average Jamaican citizens, the poor people of the country. Them said rules and law they do not apply to politicians and their rich friend. So no, Mr. Politician guy and girl, you don't get to send out the JFJ if you can advocate on your behalf as an ordinary Jamaican citizen. No, and I say work. I hope you not follow me I say. New episodes every week. We don't just talk politics, we decode it. Until next time, stay awake and stay watching.